yourself and your partner. Being fully there, really wanting to give comfort and pleasure. So let's start with rubbing our hands together again. We'll all do it, including if you're lying down. And just feel the energy. And just let that energy swoop over their aura from the head to the toe, like you're sweeping them with love and with that beautiful healing energy. And then gently place your hands on the side of their head, so your thumbs are on the front of their ears and your fingertips are touching where the hair and the neck come together, and your palms are just lying gently on their temple or the side of their head. And if you're lying down, close your eyes and focus on breathing in and out through the mouth, full, gentle, and rhythmic. And if you're giving the body work, really focus on your breath as well. And just know that your hands right there, radiating the love of your heart and the intention to give comfort with your hands, feels really good. Just feels really good. My hands are relaxed, my arms are relaxed. It's important to keep your own posture comfortable. If you're not comfortable, to change it. And now reach up and put your thumbs right on that spot you worked on yourself, right on the top of the head, right in the midline, about 2 inches back. And just place one thumb there and put the other thumb on top of the first one. And just let your fingertips rest lightly on your temples. And if you really pay attention, you can feel their head getting wider, and then longer and more narrow, and then wider. Can you feel that? It's like a wave on the ocean. It's very subtle. That's that cranial rhythm. So feel that for a minute. A couple more breaths of just feeling that. And then take your hands completely off their body and reach under their neck. You're going to lift their head up with one hand and scoop their hair off of their neck towards the back of the head, and then you're just going to cradle their neck like this. Your hands are like a cup, and the neck is right here, and your thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling. So just lift their head up, and if you're lying down, don't help. Let them lift it up. Your job is to relax, receive, and breathe. And make sure your hands are relaxed and your skin is in complete touch. And there's no hair under your fingers distracting the sensation. You're not pulling the hair. And I'm not touching Garen anywhere but on his neck. I even moved my elbows. I bent them a little bit so my forearms weren't touching him, because they're going to feel a lot more if you focus your touch in one area. You can feel their pulse. You can feel them relax and soften.
Is this under the back of their head or under their neck?
You're cradling their neck. The palm of your hand has probably got hair on top of it, but your fingers have skin on top of it, yeah? Yeah, and it fits really well because you want to support that curve. You're not wanting to bend his head forward. You're wanting to bring his chin up closer to the ceiling and his nose back closer to you like that. In fact, do that right now. Press up towards the ceiling, and just, that feels really good. And then pull back towards you so you're making their neck just a little bit longer. Just hold that while you breathe. If it feels good to you, if you're receiving, give a little wave with your right hand and indicate that. And if it doesn't, give them a thumbs down. And now let go. Gradually let their head lay back down and move your hands completely off their head. So if you like how you're feeling if you're lying down, just nod, and felt good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now let's take our thumbs and let's go in that spot that Sherry was working on Keith, right in the middle of the meat on the top of the shoulder. There's a little indentation there. So my thumbs are on the top of his shoulder, pressing straight down, where the seam would be in your t-shirt. And I'm pressing straight down towards his feet. And relax your fingers on their shoulders, or even lift your fingers off their shoulders and let them feel how it feels different. to press deep. And I'm pressing, I'd say about 8 pounds. It's fairly deep, but I'm not wobbling, I'm not rub-a-dub-dub. These muscles are going to actually let go and release. In fact, let go right now, and they will feel blood flush in those muscles, and it will really feel good. Yeah. And if you were giving that little technique, it should feel good to you too. Yeah. Great. Now let's take our thumbs and let's go right under the eyes, just the thumbs on the flat part of the cheekbone. Right under the iris and the pupil. Mother Nature's great. She gave you a little cheat sheet. If your fingers don't fit, you need to move them. Feel that little place where your thumb fits just perfectly in there? Press straight down towards the floor. This is tender on people. This is the stomach meridian 1. And just press, and this will help free up the joints in their cranium. They're all locked up because they're stressed and they're clenching their teeth. I'm pressing about 8 pounds straight down. I'm putting a fair amount of pressure, but I'm really relaxed. If you would like more pressure, lift the rest of your fingers up off of her face. And yeah, just press down with the thumbs. Does that feel better, Cara? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Couple more breaths and then gradually let go and remove your hands. And if you're lying down, turn your head and look over your right shoulder and then over your left and over your right and over your left and over your right and back to neutral. Anybody feel better already? Did you like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your kinked right there. Okay, great. So let me just tune in. Would you put deep, deep pressure where she's showing you, and she can tell you if you're right on it. So probably you're going to want to put your fingers over her collarbone like that. See what I'm doing, Keith? Yeah. Yeah, and now lean into that with your fingertip and just press and lean right there and then let go. And sometimes when you work one area, you will stir up other areas. So now let's just stroke the face ever so lightly. Start under the chin and just stroke up the face all the way to the top of the head. Go across the mouth, do the nose from the bridge of the nose, sweep over the eyelids, ending at the top like the crown, just stroking. I love these kind of strokes. It gets people in their body and it just feels gentle and pleasant. And now, let's press right in front of the flap in the front of the ears. So see the little flap in front of the hole in the ears, and right in front of that there's a little dip that your fingers fit in. So put like your middle fingertip there.
Where is it?
Right in front of the flap in the ear, the hole in the ear and then the flap right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like in the jaw?
No, but yeah, I mean it is, yeah. Bruce up, just, that's it, right there where you just were. Now there's a little indentation. This is your temporomandibular joint. A lot of people have problems with this. So we're just going to relax and get people to, let some tension go there. And I like reinforcing the one finger with one more. It gives it a neutral contact. It makes it more solid. So press like your fingertips are going to reach and press each other, like you're going to touch the tips of your fingers. I would say about 7 pounds here. But here's the thing. If you watch what your partner is doing, if they're relaxing, you're not hurting them. You don't want them to clench and you don't want to hurt them. So you gradually increase your pressure, and as long as they're relaxed and breathing, you can still do that amount of pressure. If it's too much, it's too much. Even if you're barely touching them, if they say it's too much, it's too much. And you can take your thumbs and put them just a little closer to the eyes where you were. Just move forward along a line from where you were on the top of the cheekbones, and just take your thumbs and press one spot deep for like an inhale and an exhale, and then pick it up and move towards the corner of the outside corner of the eye, pressing straight into the bone there. And just have your thumbs contacting, nothing else. Make sure you're not resting your hand on them. Press deep and let go, and just keep moving till you get to the edge of the bone that's around the eye, and then stop there. Pressing deep and letting go. And when you get to the orbital bone, that's where you'll stop.
It's okay to laugh.
We allow laughing. Now pinch the bridge of the nose, grab the skin on the bridge of the nose and pinch it and stretch it up towards the ceiling and let it go. And pinch that again and just stretch it. Pinching and stretching like the neck, like where Sherry has a kink. If you pinch the skin there and pull just on top of that, there's actually proprioceptors that will change it deep. So that's a really good thing to do. Stretch it up towards the ceiling a little bit. Very good. Great. Now let's go right under the collarbone in that first little dip. And the breastbone is about 2 inches wide, and the ribs attach right on the edge of the breastbone. We want to be in between the ribs, in the meat part of the ribs, right up against the edge of the breastbone. And we're going to start at the top with just thumbs. And you know, sometimes it helps to look, because not everybody is symmetrical anatomically, but you can feel it. And I'm pretty far, my thumbs are pretty far apart at this top one on Garen.
And show me again.
It's right under the notch in your collarbone, that first little dip underneath. You're going to press straight down. And it's straight down. It's like shiatsu, not like Swedish massage. Straight down towards the floor or straight down at a 90-degree angle to the surface you're on. That's the best vector in general. And just a couple of breaths there, and then pick your fingers completely up off their body. And you may have to feel to find the next spot, and find it before you poke on it. No poking and exploring in abrupt ways. Feel it, and then press straight down, and press your thumbs just a little bit towards each other too. And then a couple of breaths, an inhale and an exhale really is enough for a couple of them. And just work your way down between all those ribs. Don't miss any. And I just realized how asymmetrical Karen's rib cage is. I've never noticed that before. And I like to reach with my index finger as I get down farther, just because it's more comfortable. And I'm going to trace all the way down, right in that little spot. And the breastbone ends, but there's still where the ribs come together. And you want to be right in that spot and just kind of press down. A little bit of wiggle maybe, but press straight down and go down to where you run out of rib space. And then just stroke up the center of the chest, across the top of the chest like this. Reach down to their elbows and stroke up all the way up the arm, across the top of the shoulders, the back of the head, and all the way to the crown. How was that?
Great.
Could you give that an A+?
Awesome.
Does everybody get an A+? Did you like that?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, and there's a whole lot more we could do on the face. Face massage is one of my favorites. We could scrub it up the head like shampoo action. We can press. There's all kinds of things we could do, but I think that's a good little routine to do. And let's switch. What do you say?
Okay.
Want to do that?